Average Dude has something to say about...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first response video of the year. The Young Turks have been dealing with the mass shootings that have been going on for a while now in several of their videos. But I'm going to do a response to, they went over Rick Perry's stupid comments about the Sandy Hook shooting and gun control. Yeah, let's go over this one. Okay, before I get started, Cenk, calm down. If you watch this video of the Young Turk, Cenk goes off on a tangent. He seems to be focused on, it's the usual thing when video games are brought up. Oh yeah, Pac-Man's bad, and you know what, Cenk? We're way past the days of Pac-Man and Space Invaders. Have you seen what goes on in video games anymore? I remember those days with Space Invaders. I remember it very well. We are way past that point. But let's go over this, because 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the video, if you take a look, this is where Cenk starts to wrap it up. And he's losing it, and I completely understand why. But this is the point where I am going to really, this is where Cenk's going to stop, and I'm going to start. Rick Perry's quote. "There is evil prowling in the world." No shit. "It shows up in our movies, video games, and online fascinations, and finds its way into vulnerable hearts and minds. Get ready for this next one, because this is where I am going to get started." Drum roll from Rick Perry. Quote, "As a free people, let us choose what kind of people we will be." Okay, Rick the Dick Perry. "You are such a steaming pile of poop, it's beyond it." And I am not talking the usual kind that you find in the household toilet. I mean, we're talking outhouse latrine variety, bucko. I mean, yeah, let's focus on it, because that's the heart of the matter. I said this in the last episode that I did. In this country, we have a problem, a huge problem with rewarding bad behavior and punishing the good behavior, which inevitably results in more bad behavior. And from people who probably wouldn't have chosen to do bad, but hey, might as well, because nothing's really going to happen to me. I'm going to get rewarded. Hey, that is our problem, Rick. As a free people, that's what we choose to do, numbnuts. I mean, you need some convincing? Well, let's talk about the Sandy Hook movement. The Sandy Hook truther movement. Don't know who the Sandy Hook truthers are? Oh, glad you asked. These are a bunch of buttholes, conspiracy theory numbnuts that think that it never happened. Yeah, they're treating it like they're basically treating it like the Incredible Hulk television series from the 80s. "The little children from Sandy Hook are believed to be dead, and the world must continue to believe that they're dead until we can control the raging beast within." Roar. Okay, the only raging beast that needs to be contained is our habit of rewarding bad behavior and punishing the good behavior. Let's continue on. Yeah, there you have it. We reward bad behavior, we punish good behavior. That is what we do, Rick Perry, when the people have the freedom to choose who they want to be and how. That is what we do, and that is the problem here. Oh my goodness gracious. I've tried to stay away from these shooting topics because I've always, when I do my thing on here, I wonder how the families of the victims, you know, they're constantly suffering more and more. And I wonder, you know, what effect my videos are going to have. People just apparently do not think. And so I'm going to focus on ripping them, the people, all of us, because we all have a share in this. We created a society where we reward the bad and punish the good. But let's go over these shootings, for crying out loud. I'm going to prove my point. Sandy Hook situation, where a whole bunch of grade school kids and some adults got killed. Gene Rosen, the 69-year-old, he finds 6 kids on his driveway crying after they see their teachers and their friends, who are kids, murdered right in front of them. Hey, They left the school. They're terrified. They don't know what's going on. They're scared to death. And this guy, like, what are you doing here? And it, quote, "We can't go back to school," one little boy said. "Our teacher is dead." So, needless to say, Gene Rosen watched over them for a while, dealing with this horrendous situation. And so what do the people do, Rick Perry, when the people have the choice? We have these buttholes called the Sandy Hook Truthers, this truther movement. They have the truth. It never happened. Wow, you Einsteins. Hey, and you know what? And I'm going to tell this to the family, if they happen to be watching this. Do not think that if you force them to look at your kids' gravestones or anything like that, it's not going to matter to these morons. Digging up the bodies is not going to matter. Forcing them to look at the actual truth is not going to change the stupidity that is running through their heads. Okay? It's not going to happen. They are going to continue no matter what. Because have you noticed that we have a bunch of nitwits that believe idiotic things that no matter how much evidence is presented, it doesn't matter. And they're going to, and we've always had this. The internet didn't change it. All the internet did was just simply, and here we go, and give attention to them. But this is what bothers me. This poor guy has been getting, they're not just simply believing what they believe. They are harassing the hell out of this guy. This is what they do, Rick Perry. These are the kind of people that they choose to be. Quote, "I'm getting hang-up calls. I'm getting some calls. I'm getting emails, accusations that I'm lying, that I'm a crisis actor, how much I'm being paid." Okay, this is a guy who did what he was supposed to do, a hero. And this is what we do to heroes. I mean, unfreaking believable. Okay, quote from the article. You'll see the link below. "For a man whose son went to Sandy Hook and whose grandson is 8 years old, it's all too much. Though Rosen said he is a staunch believer in free speech," ironic, huh? "He can't believe how bold the truthers have become with their outlandish claims." Because, Rick Perry, that's what the people are choosing to do with their freedom, butthole. And let's see what happens to, this is what happens. We punish the good. We punish the good behavior. So, hey, are we rewarding the bad behavior? Yeah. Okay, let's backtrack to the Aurora, Colorado movie theater shooting. James Holmes, the guy who went into a movie theater and gunned a whole bunch of people down. Okay, what's happening with him? Is he being properly punished? No. Hey, the judicial process is stalled, wonder of wonders, because we're going for the insanity plea with him. That's what we do when it comes to people who do horrendous, awful, evil things. We go the insanity plea, the mental illness plea. And when that doesn't work, you're going to see that they're going to pull out the temporary insanity, I would imagine, too. I mean, anything to stall the situation and look out for his best interests, because we want to be humane to the person that took the lives of a whole bunch of people. That's what we do. We reward the bad behavior. Hey, he's got a bunch of supporters called homies. Rick Perry, that is what the people do when they have the freedom to choose who they want to be. They're becoming homies. James Holmes, he got a raw deal there. And Misty Benjamin, this idiotic, dim-witted 30-year-old woman, quote, you're going to love this. "It seems crazy, but I'm not crazy." Yes, she is. She's in love with it. She's not even in love in the good way. She's the sappy stalker kind of in love with James Holmes. Quote, "We are not supposed to go through life alone, so why should James go through his trial alone? James is not alone. He has me." Hey, Misty, if you happen to be watching this, he doesn't need you. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about you. You're the one who has a fixation on him, not the other way around. He doesn't feel he needs you. Unbelievable. But you know what? People like this have always existed. I mean, you have idiotic lunatics that fall in love with these horrible, evil people. I mean, Lynette Squeaky Frome was this is the same as Lynette Squeaky Frome when it came to her obsession, her really questionably pathetic obsession with Charles Manson. Oh, Charlie! Oh, Charlie! Yeah, I'll do whatever you say, Charlie. I'll try to kill the president. Because she did try. She failed. But because that's what these people do. They've always existed. But quote, when I first saw him, I was physically attracted to him. I thought, oh crap, I think he's cute. Point taken. Rick Perry! In case you happen to be taking the time to watch this video, and everybody here in the United States, this is our problem when it comes to these mass shootings. It is about us, our conduct, and what we allow to fly. We stopped punishing bad behavior. We are going out of our way to legally protect these murderous bastards. We are doing everything to stall the process. Every time we do this, we forget about the victims who are dead, but also the victims' families who are victims themselves because they lost their loved ones to murder. And they are constantly suffering over and over and over again because we keep protecting and going out of our way to wipe their asses. Mentally ill, we need to study. This is why you don't do this. The whole plea bargain bullshit, which is going to be happening with James Holmes. You don't do this. You don't need to study these people. They're sociopaths. They have proven, whether it's through mental illness or otherwise, that they do not belong with the rest of regular society. And if you ever put them back, chances are it's going to happen again. You don't need to study them. You don't, what? You're going to invite them to dinner and have them hang around for a while? No. Punish the bad behavior and stop punishing and bullying people like leave these individuals who are heroes alone. Stop harassing them. Damn. That is what's wrong with our country. And that is coming from a regular, everyday, average dude.